Halloween coming up, so obviously I got to try some zombie games. I tried about 10 of them. None of these are going to include like the main ones. I have one coming up for all the Resident Evils, and I had one I've already done for Back for Blood and Dead Island 2, things like that. But I tried 10 of the ones I haven't played that much of. A couple of my favorites that are lesser known ones as well. I'm talking so much between for this one, which is Outbreak, because quite frankly, it wasn't the greatest of games, as you can see by the graphics and stuff. But there is cool stuff to do, key cards to unlock other doors and things like that. But generally, it wasn't my biggest enjoyment of the zombie game. You can see the battles through there, so I guess that's something. They are really hard to kill. So I don't know. I'm going to go for the first one of the games to say just, I'm afraid this one can't be happening. I've played a little bit of The Escapist before. It's been a while, so I barely remember, but there's the Walking Dead version of it. And if I remember correctly, the first time I played this, I thought I woke up in the hospital just like the show started. From this one here, you get to go in and check all the main characters, especially from the first couple seasons, which is pretty cool. I won't do much spoilers from the show, but not everyone makes it. How's that? And this one, I noticed you were in the season 2, which is on the farm, because that's where all the zombies were locked in the barn. And now I finally got a bearing as to what part of the game I started at. So I must have played this a while ago. Escapist graphics were never that great, but you get what you get with it, and that's what you're to expect. I realized the hard way, don't go out and attack a whole bunch of zombies outside of town yet. I don't have the weapons to do so. A lot of the main characters are in this game. I don't show because there's only a minute, but it's got kind of interesting and kind of fun. Things like doing laundry and stuff is where I lost interest, but I guess it's part of the whole environment, so I'm going to go with maybe on this one. For something different, I tried this game, Welcome to Paradise. There's, as you can see, actually a bunch of different stuff to do, which is cool. It's premise of getting your own zombies and having them follow you around and fight for you and stuff like that. You leave the town. Those are the ones that you can see with the green things over their heads that are tame zombies. Same with the ones over there with that are working, I guess, for someone. And unfortunately, you don't want to do that with all the zombies. It looks like that one had something overhead. I don't remember why. Oh, capture. There we go. So you capture a zombie, you go around, and like most of these typical games, I'm not the biggest third-person top-view shooter game, but it was kind of neat. And yeah, I think I mentioned, or if I didn't, whatever, it was a free trial, so I gave it a go. And definitely an interesting concept, to say the least. Not one of my favorite zombie games. If I played a few more hours of it, I might have gotten into it, but the beginning itself, I'll give it as a maybe kind of game. How's that one? Because I don't know. I don't even know if I'll ever try it again, but it wasn't that horrible, so you make your own judgments on this. State of Decay, I've actually had in my library for a while. I remember played it back a few years ago. It wasn't too bad. I didn't get very far. I went back and tried it again, just mostly for this tutorial, or not tutorial, whatever you call this rating system thing. First mission is one of the ones as you go scout out, and by doing this you get to get different parts on your map, which is cool. I like the graphics, I like the gameplay, I like the fact that you're in a campsite, so it does keep it kind of reclusive, but still enough zombies to go around, as you can see, slaughtering, which is the point of a lot of these games. And it does give you guns. You'll notice from other ones I've done, I really hate zombie games without guns, and so at least gives you some. You're forced to do some hacking and slashing. I enjoyed this game. I don't know why I gave it up for so long. It didn't appeal to me the first time I played it. This time around, I actually got a lot more into it, and I think I'll play it a little bit more. I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to have to recommend this one as a general decent zombie game. And, well, judging by the bloodshed, always more. World War Z. I have come back to this game on numerous occasions. I guess it would be better to follow the story and pay attention and all that, but it's another one of those games where I just like to pick up every once in a while, go slaughter some zombies. This game itself is just known for the waves of zombies, or at least for me, that's what I notice more than other games. There's a lot of games you get waves of zombies, but this one here, I actually chose a part to begin with where it's not too bad for the waves of zombies. You actually go in to play like a regular zombie game, and pretty sure it's multiplayer, but I can't even remember this point if I was playing by myself or no. I think those are all computers. That's okay. NPCs are fun too, and yeah, there's just so many of them. But the thing that makes this game different from that is what's happening right now, where all of a sudden the waves are going to come in ridiculous numbers. You'll need turrets and things, and you can see thousands of these things are going to just start pouring over those fences. And that's when it gets interesting. To keep all these things at bay, that is a ridiculous amount of zombies. I might have should have gone with a better clip where you can actually see the wave upon wave, but you know, I clip so many videos I can only choose so much. But I'm gonna go with DayZ. I actually had some hosts for. The graphics aren't too bad, gameplay isn't that difficult or anything like that. It's obviously lots of stuff to search. If I remember correctly, there's almost so much inventory, but a lot of these zombie games are like that. Graphics aren't that great, but it would have been tolerable. But my problem is right there I see a zombie. I have no weapons, I have no way of fighting it, and now that thing's coming to get me. I try running away, as you can see, and as far as I remember, you'll see in a sec, it keeps following me with not much to do. So I gave up on this game fairly quickly, mostly due to I probably should have been sneaking around to begin with, but yeah, right. And now I face my end, and this is kind of where I gave up on the game. So for that alone, I'm going to have to go with a big no, definitely. So Dead Rising 3 was actually one of the first disc games I bought for the system, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like the Dead Rising series in general. It's a lot more of a campy take on your typical zombie game, still with the blood gushing and all that fun stuff too. This one here, you end up trekking out a vehicle and going through a town on that one, but that's not most of the game that I played. Most of it is you're actually in the city doing things. If I remember from the first Dead Rising, I think I was a guy with a video camera originally, but it's been a long time since I played the original Dead Rising, so I don't remember. But I just put this in to show because it was one of the differences I noted between that and the other ones. I enjoyed this game, and I definitely enjoyed this part here, going through and just smashing through the zombies as if they were nothing. That's always fun and good times. I believe the gun on top worked too. It's actually been a week or two since I played it and just did the recording for this thing, but oh yeah, okay, good, you can. I have to say, it's not the best zombie game in the world, but I truly enjoyed playing the series. I haven't actually tried 4 yet, but I'm going to... Zombie Army 4. Probably should have played the first 3, but I never even heard of it. And then I saw you're actually killing Nazi zombies, which is always everyone's favorite things to do, as Call of Duty Black Ops were one of my favorite games ever, and that was how the whole thing started, was fighting Nazi zombies in the very first one. Graphics are good, the gameplay is pretty decent. Aim and everything, yeah, I did actually pretty good in this game. I played for a couple hours, and I might have to come back, and sometimes it's just hard choosing which zombie game you want to play, but this one here was nearing the top of my list, and like I said, for just overall graphics, gameplay, everything, I definitely enjoyed this, and I like the fact of waves of zombies coming at you, which they have through various stages of this too, so that's always fun. And I can see the Nazi symbols as I pull it off their heads. That's just beautiful. So, as you could tell by the excitement in my voice, that this game is probably going, and oh yeah, you always get up things you can blow up in zombie games. Near the top of my zombie killing list. Just ping off their heads one at a time. Hey, I missed that guy's head. That's okay. He'll come back for him. See what I mean? It's a great old game. Okay, this one deviates from your typical zombie games because the entire thing is spent in a vehicle with a bunch of different vehicles to choose from. Limos, ambulances, sports cars, and and then different missions. You have to go from one part of the town or city to the other and pick up and drop off or blow up and whatever the mission is, but it's all done from this car, and there's like I think 5 or 6 different weapons to choose from. You can upgrade your vehicles to have better weaponry and things like that. There's turbo, which is great when you're ripping through zombies, of course. As you can see, I enjoyed this game. In fact, I played this game quite a bit. And yeah, it's one of those games you can just play for a while, stop, come back. It's not like a storyline where well, I think the play is a storyline. I don't pay that much attention to this game. But I'm going to have to say that it is one of my favorite driving ones. And I actually found out only recently you can get a tank. The tank is why another reason I'm so excited. A game I've played for a while, didn't realize you have this option, and pretty much near invincible in a tank. I'm going to have to say I love it. Okay, this is probably the biggest shocker of all, because of after everything I said about all those other games and what I like and dislike, this is possibly the one I play the most. Once again, because it's something you can just pick up and do like a couple waves or, well, 100 waves depending on how good you are. During the day, you set up your protection. You can put up Yeah, those, you can see the spike ones. You can make electrical ones. You can make different ones. You can also set up turrets with guns on it, and then you have all those guns to choose from yourself to do. You got to keep up with ammo. You get money. There is upgrades to your health, to speed, things like that. Most simplistic of all games. And then at night, wave after wave of zombie. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous to be one of my favorite zombie games, considering I usually love the graphics and all that, but the graphics here don't bother me. The game itself concept is cool, fun, simple. At some point, I should probably try this with other people, but I have actually only played the single player version. It's probably just a little more complicated when you do those. Yeah, you pick up shields and health bars and everything. I'm going to go with that was